What is your sexual fantasy that will remain a fantasy? Having a penis for a day. When I was younger, 48/M, a lot of partners used to scratch my back so hard it would draw blood. The shower the next day always stung in a very satisfying way. My wife won't do that no matter how elated she gets, she says she refuses to hurt me. However, these days, I'm an old dad, my fantasy is for the kids, 2 and 6, to go to bed early enough so that my wife and I aren't too tired. That would be awesome. I once had a dream where I made love with the physical embodiment of the ocean. She wrapped me in her waves and covered me with her foam, totally beyond my understanding. I would have happily drowned in her, but she pushed me back to shore by the end and left me stones of 5 colors. Also, she spoke Spanish, or some dream version of it. I never came so hard in all my life, like my legs were full of batteries. By far the most intense dream I've ever had, and it'll never happen again. Being hugged by a humanoid with wings. Finding my wife's comment on here. Having sex in space. Being taken against a wall of an upscale performing arts center by my so who's wearing a tux while I wear a fancy dress. Or being teased and felt up in the back of an Uber or limo in the same garb following such an event. And of course an all-night fuck fest that leaves our bedroom looking as if a windstorm blew through it and our bodies completely sore and worn out. Naturally, A to B to C would be great. Or B to C. Being able to go to some private cabin/rental where my wife and I could live completely naked and have sex whenever we wanted, could swim in a pool/hot tub for a week or so. Having sex while hundreds of people watch. I had a dream about that when I was much younger and the thought of it turned me on so much. People keep saying I could post a video online, but in my fantasy it's me having sex while people watch live. Almost like in a theater setting. In my dream we were in a glass box with a curtain that rose to reveal us fucking. Everyone watched as if it were a theatrical event. It also had a very secret society, eyes wide shut quality about it. Have you guys ever read AO3? 80% of these posts, absolutely hilarious. 20% of these posts, depressing as fuck. I doubt I'll ever be a sex demon summoned one night by a young woman looking for vengeance and the cost of my services being her becoming my toy. I want to be taken unaware out of my daily life and dropped off unprepared in the wilderness and hunted down, but instead of dying when I'm caught it ends in rough animalistic sex. Deleted. I want to be completely dominated. My husband is an absolute love and such a gentle teddy bear. He just doesn't have it in him. What food can F***ck write off? I saw a recipe a while back for this 1950s lobster mayonnaise gelatin. That particular recipe can, in my humble opinion, fuck right off. Now and later's pulled my crown right off my tooth and I bit down on it. Now and later? More like no and never. Salmon farmed in the Patagonia fjords. Aquaculture production of salmon here in southern Chile is responsible for countless number of feces, plastic, hormones, antibiotics, dead fish, and spills floating around what a lot of people call home. The fish meal these fish get fed, comes from massive trawling ships, that deplete fish populations in other parts of the world just to feed this invasive species. Please don't eat or buy Chilean salmon. If you want to find more, check out the layer of shit and rotting food formed over the ocean floor. Check this. Live octopus. Really smart creatures being killed in the most inhumane way possible. Burger in a can. Just why? Any food with gold leaf on it. 2 words. Live. Octopus. I have quite a few, but canned straw mushrooms were the bane of my youth. Anything I cook for my husband apparently. Surströmming. Boiled jellyfish. I had it once in Shanghai and it tasted okay, like watered down grape jelly, but felt like chewing a car tire. Kopi Luwak. I love coffee, but I'm okay never trying coffee beans from civet feces. Anything made from the parts of an endangered/vulnerable species. Lookin' at you, puffin eaters. Edit, just Atlantic puffins are vulnerable, to be clear. Reheated fish at work. Edit, wow, I wasn't expecting this to take off like it had. Thanks for the awards. I'm not going to police what people can and cannot heat up at work. I personally think microwaved fish smells awful. The thread was what foods that I think can fuck off. I'm not telling the people to fuck off too. I'll sit there, think to myself, damn that stinks, then move on with my day. And for all of you reheated fish defenders, I'm currently getting hit with the odors of hospital cooked pork and sauerkraut. It is not pleasant. I got my comeuppance. What joke is starting to get old now? The perfect X doesn't exist. Spontaneous funny situations that are clearly staged. That's it, that's the tweet. Quiet kid jokes, they're always so predictable and the punchline is always the same. No one. Not anyone. Not even ever. Me, this joke format was fucking annoying when I first saw it, let alone the thousands of times afterwards. Tell me X without telling me X. Today years old. It was funny exactly once, now it just sounds idiotic. Not the X we deserve but the X we need or whatever it is. For every single damn thing. Item doesn't ring up at register, that must mean it's free. Tell me you don't know underscore 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 without telling me you don't know underscore 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 underscore. I mean, fuck that one from Inception. Maybe not a joke but I wish it would die. I don't know who needs to hear this but on socials. Like, you're not some damn channel receiving important messages from God. Also, of course you don't fucking know who needs to hear it, you're saying it to like 500 to 10,000 people? How would you ever know? It's just a stupid way to sound like, oh man, I super don't even wanna make this video, I'm kinda embarrassed and shy but whoa it's just so important cause someone needs to hear this. Source, am old. Am annoyed. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. You working hard or hardly working? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk after a paragraph. Do people still attend TED Talks? The whole no one has been old for years but idiots still think it's funny.